In this video, we're taking a very close look at using afcclient on Kali Linux to access user-accessible areas of an iOS device file system. I'll show you the basics of using afcclient for things like extracting files and images. All examples are performed on devices that I own using open source tools. No exploits, no bypasses. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. Now I want to show you guys yet another command line utility that we now have at our disposal, and this one does not start with the preface of iDevice like all of the other commands did. So this one did also come with this suite of tools that we built from source, libimobiledevice, but it is afcclient or afcclient. I can pull up the help menu for afcclient by running afcclient with -- help. This is what the help menu looks like. Now you can see that just as with all the other tools, the home page for this is libimobiledevice.org, and then we have the GitHub page. So this was installed with all of these other command line utilities that we installed by building this from source. However, it just does not start with iDevice like all of the other tools. So what is afcclient? This is a command line utility that can be used to interact with the AFC, or what is referred to as the house arrest service on a connected device or an iPhone. Very strange naming convention that they have chosen to use, calling this house arrest. Kind of makes me think about probation officers. I don't like that. Anyway, if you are familiar with iFuse, this is like the modern replacement for iFuse, and it works very well, and we don't have to install any additional tools. I have done some previous videos on how you can use iFuse to mount an iPhone and traverse the file system. Now, we're not getting much from this help page. There is a man page, and the man page does give you more information. So let's pull up the man page. So you see that we do have some commands. Commands such as dev info to print device information, info followed by path. This will actually print file attributes of a particular file on the iPhone. We can do ls to print the directory contents of a path, and we can also move or rename files with the move command. We can make directories, we can create symbolic links, we can remove files, and we can essentially pull a file from the iPhone using the get command, and we can push a file to the iPhone using the put command. This is kind of the equivalent of ADB pull and ADB push. So let me show you how this works. We already are connected to the phone, obviously, as we have shown by running numerous commands such as iDevice info -s. So once you have that connection, this is as simple as just running afcclient followed by dev info, and we get back information on the device. Once again, this is an iPhone 13 or iPhone 14 Pro Max. So if I run afcclient followed by ls, it will actually list the directory structure that is accessible for me, the user, on the iPhone. If you know anything about how this works on mobile, DCIM is the directory that always stores the pictures and videos. So if I rerun that command on DCIM, you see that it will list out what is inside of that directory, and I will continue to do that until I get to the pictures. So here are all of the pictures and videos that are stored on this iPhone. So let's say that I want to pull or extract one of these files, one of these pictures from the iPhone. It's very simple. I could just pull everything in this directory by running afcclient followed by get, and then giving it the path to where all of these pictures and videos are stored, which is in DCIM /100 Apple, but I don't want all of them, just want one of them. So I'm going to grab just one particular photo, and that is what is referred to as 0077.hike. I already have it on my system, so let me quickly remove that and then do it again. Okay, so now if I do an ls, here is the photo that we just extracted from the iPhone. If I run the file command on that, you see that this is a picture. I'm going to use the display command on Kali Linux to display this image from the command line. The only thing is that if I run it with no options, it's going to display it so big that you're not going to be able to make anything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add resize to that, and I'm going to resize it to 40% of the size of the original image. And now you can see that this is an image of my lab, and this is actually an image of me displaying my terminal fire screensaver. Check that out. You can go get that on my GitHub page. Trying to stay warm in the Fresh Forensics lab, as it has been a cold winter. And if you wanted to get some information back on a particular file, you could do so by running afcclient with info, and it will give you back some metadata pertaining to that file or that image. And finally, for sake of completion, if we wanted to push a file over to the phone, we can do that. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to rename that existing file from image underscore. I'm going to rename that file to something different. I'm going to call it terminal fire. And now we are going to use afcclient with put, and we are going to put that file back on the iPhone inside of DCIM. Now what I don't like about this is if I were using the equivalent of this for Android, like ADB push, it would autocomplete the path for me. It does not autocomplete the path. You have to know the exact path. It's the only thing I don't like about this. So we're going to put that back inside of DCIM 100 Apple. And now if I do afcclient ls, there it is right here. Alright, so that is afcclient. You can definitely use this to get files from your iPhone, push files to your iPhone, and just in general get information about files on your iPhone. It works pretty well, as you can see. That is a practical look at using afcclient on Kali Linux for legitimate iOS file access. If you want the full context, including how to build libimobiledevice from source, dependency breakdowns, and troubleshooting, check out the full 1-hour video linked in the description below. This video is a part of a larger series on Linux-based iOS tooling, so subscribe if you want to receive notifications for future videos like this one. And as always, keep learning and stay fresh. We'll see you in the next video.
You have to keep learning and stay fresh. Fresh Forensics, baby.